Hey guys, it's Papa Steve on the move. Back in the outdoors again. If you love backpacking, camping, travel and gear, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. This week, I'm on a 4-day, 3-night backpacking trip around the Little Yoho Valley in Yoho National Park in Canada, right in the Rocky Mountains. I'll be testing out the Gregory Stout 45-liter pack. It's a new pack for me. This is the first time I've had it out. Feels pretty good so far. Gonna do a full review when I got some miles under me, and I'll let you guys know what I think. So hey guys, it's Papa Steve on the move. Here I am just breaking camp. It's a beautiful sight. I got the river right in front of me. Food's hanging on the pole over there. Haven't packed up the tent yet. It's still a little down, so I'm just waiting for it to dry out before I get out of here. I wanted to share with you the backpack that I brought with me on this trip. Using the Gregory Stout 45-liter. It's been plenty of pack for me. One thing that really attracted me to it was the big wide shoulder straps and the big wide hip belt. And these pockets are way bigger capacity than the ones I've got in my belt. So I really found this attractive. It has the same adjustable sternum at the top. And all the quality that you're known, that Gregory's known for. So it's got the open bottom zipper for your sleeping bag and its essentials. You have access at the bottom. It's got a couple bottom straps there. You can strap something to the bottom as well. It's got the stretch outer pocket. I keep my rain gear in there. So there's my, some people wonder if the gear I review is actually the gear I use. It's true, yes. There's my Patagonia Torrent Shell rain jacket. And that's actually the Gregory pack cover. It does come included with the pack, less the case of course. And it sits up inside in the brain here. So if you buy this pack, you're going to find that pack cover up here in the brain. But I use this space to keep my wallet, my car keys, and some maps. Stuff that I usually don't go after at all during the trip until when I leave and when I ride back to the car. I navigate without the maps, but I always carry them just in case. Now, the one thing I really enjoyed about Gregory is how easy it is to get in the packs. You just pull the strap and it opens right up. I've actually got, it is bladder compatible, and I am using the Platypus Hoser 3-liter in there. I especially like this one because it comes with a screw-off bottom. So when I use my Platypus water filter, I leave the clean bag at home. And I just screw this dirty bag and filter right onto the hoser, and I take all my water that way. And that way I bring my filtered water with me, because I used to dump the extra filtered water out, and it just extends the length of your filter by bringing it with you. And yeah, just another way I found to take one more thing out of my pack. What else have I got here? Oh, my emergency kit, ropes, hooks, all the stuff I've never needed. But well, that's not true. I did emergency tent repair last year. I took the ornament out. So it's come in handy. And that piece of rope's been used several times for a laundry line too. So it's got some ample room in the brain here as well, where I do store some things like my latrine bag and my first aid kit, just in case I need to get at those. Just to prove that it all fits in here. I'll get most of it in. Of course, I'm going to have to take the tent down, but believe it or not, that tent fits in this little bag. I packed the poles separately. Well, they're on the tent, but I packed the poles separately in these side pockets. And the thing I love about these side pockets, way better than my Bell Toro, is they're really, really big. So I actually put the poles and both of my trekking poles in the side pocket. And on the other side pocket, I'm packing my Thermarest Z-Seat cushion, my ass pad, because I use this for everything. And if you guys don't have one of these, this is the greatest find you're going to find, because it's light, it collapses up, I'm sitting on it everywhere it's wet or cold or hard, and I use it outside my tent when I step out of the tent in the morning onto a dry pad and put on my shoes. So I can't say that this is an underutilized piece of equipment that I highly recommend. And it stashes right in the side here. So I right in there, and I still got room for a bottle of water. I mean, it's just, this thing's great. So I'm not going to tighten that on yet because I got to stuff the bag. But wanted to add those pockets. Man, they're great. Lots of straps around on the outside too. All the things that you kind of wish you had. Full attachments. Great pack. Great pack. Okay, let's stuff it. A sleeping bag. My sleeping bag always goes in the bottom. Takes up the most room, but it does compress. So I stuff it down there, and I actually squeeze it up a little more, and I stuff the tent and the sleeping pad in beside it. Again, a Thermarest Neo Air super light, or pro light, sleeping pad. I've reviewed this last summer with several other pads, and this is the one for me. It's a little bit big because I use the wide and tall version because I like the extra padding. So I roll around a little bit in my sleep, and I like that big pad, so it works for me. Now I got to put the tent in next, but that all fits down in the bottom of this pack. And that leaves me all the rest of the pack. I stuff this in around it, and then really I'm talking some small stuff. This is my clothes bag. I use again a Thermarest bag, and what I love about it is it's my pillow. It's lined on the inside, and I take everything out and I put it back in on the lined side, and it works as a pillow. It's not as good as my other pillow, but I tell you, it saves space, and when I'm going ultralight, that's what I bring from the clothes bag, and I leave the pillow at home. And then in the top, I do have some power gear, of course, for charging up my devices. I use a solar power bank. The solar panel doesn't work. I think you'd have to be charging this thing for a week to get an hour charge or something. So this thing does last me about 4 or 5 days. It has power for all my devices, and I have several the wireless mics, the phones, the watches, the GPSs. I bring a lot of toys with me, and they require power, so that's a little bit of extra weight that most people don't want to carry. And then my bear spray, I always strap to the outside of the bag, so it's handy. I keep a little tie around it, just that I've made myself. I clip it to the top strap, and I just tie that around the strap, and my bear spray is handy. Whenever I'm here, I always bring a little bit of a book to read, and a little ditty bag with some stuff in it, and that's all my gear. Oh, and wine. Don't forget the wine. People who travel without alcohol just are packing too light. So find yourself something. I did away with the cans because cans are too hard to cart out, but these little Tetra Packs just collapse down into nothing, and they're worth packing up. So that's kind of it. That's my gear. It's all going to go in this bag. But other than that, I've been carrying this thing around for about 20 kilometers now. And the shoulder straps are nice and comfortable. For me, I've had to carry all the weight on these shoulder straps. And I'll tell you why. I didn't do my research when I bought it. This is an M+. Okay? This is Gregory's plus size backpack. So all you guys out there that are extra large, pay attention, because this is your pack. I've been a guy who struggled with my weight in the past, and I've been up to a double XL at some point in my life. And but I'm usually sitting around a large now. So I bought the pack for comfort, but now that I've fully loaded it full of gear and carried it for 20 kilometers, I can tell you that the belt, I have it tightened as far as it'll go, and the belt's still a little too loose for me. I'm finding it's not supporting any of the weight, and I'm carrying it all on my shoulders, which thankfully I'm packing light this time. But the good news is, anybody that's an XL or bigger, and guys, listen to me, this is your pack. It's got ample room in the straps, it's got ample room on the waist pocket, and I found it very comfortable until you get to that kind of mile 5 and the weight on your shoulders starts to lift, where I usually start to shift the weight around and tighten the belt and take a little weight off my shoulders, and I just can't do that this trip. So it's kind of shortened my distance and how far I can hike with it, and not the pack's fault, 100% my fault. So don't know what I'm going to do with it, because I'm not planning on putting on more weight, although I have added probably the COVID-19 like most people have. But as far as the pack goes, I'd highly recommend it for anybody that's kind of a waist size 38 or bigger, or who's a much bigger man, like in that 220 plus pounds range. This is your pack. If people often ask me, what's the best pack for me? And I always say, the one that fits you the best. And I'm telling you, guys, if you're an XL and you're looking for a pack, this is your pack. It has all the things I love about Gregory, and man, I wish I could just tighten that belt just a little bit more, because this would be my new pack. As it is, I'm going to have to keep searching for my mid-range pack for these 3 and 4 day nighters. Still got my Baltoro for the long ones. I've got my walk for the short ones for my day trips. Still looking for that middle range. I thought this was it. I thought this was my forever pack, but I'm still looking. So if you guys got any comments, leave them down below. Reach out to me on social media. Love to hear from you. What can I say? I love the pack, but I'll be stashing it away in the closet. So till next week, I'll see you guys on the trail. It's Papa Steve on the